Soft Speak English podcast from Speak English with Klaus. Hey, English learners, welcome back to the Soft Speak English podcast, your cozy place to learn easy English through real life conversations. I'm Anna.
And I'm Jake.
And we are so happy you decided to spend a little bit of your day with us. Honestly, you could be doing 100 other things right now, but you are here, working on your English with us. We see you in the comments, listening from so many different parts of the world, and we just want to say a big thank you for all your love and support. Today's topic is something a little bit scary and a little bit exciting. Anna, have you noticed anything different about me today?
I feel like I am missing a limb or something.
Well, Jake, you don't have your phone in your hand or on the table or even in your pocket. That is very strange for you.
It is more than strange, Anna. I feel like I am living in 1999. Today, I decided to try something we talked about before, a full day without my phone. No messages, no scrolling, no checking the time every 2 minutes. And that is what we want to talk about today. What really happens when you choose to have no phone for one day, and how that quiet moment can change your focus, your connection with people, and even your English.
And don't worry, this is a B1 level episode, so if you are around intermediate level, this is perfect for you. If you are a strong beginner, stay with us too, because your brain will understand more each time you listen. Your job is simple. Relax, listen, and let the English and the story move through you. Near the end of the episode, we will do our Calm Word Tour, where we take 10 useful words and phrases from today, like obsessed and vulnerable, and explain them slowly with examples. But first, we want to hear from you in the comments. Would you ever try a no phone day? Tell us yes or no, or write one sentence about how you think it would feel. We love reading your comments, and it is great English practice. All right, Jake, tell us the truth. How did this beautiful nightmare start?
Honestly, Anna, the trouble started the very second I opened my eyes. Usually, my eyes open and my hand moves by itself. I do not even say good morning to myself. I just grab my phone and start checking things. I was a little obsessed with my notifications in the morning. Obsessed means your brain cannot stop thinking about something. But this morning, my hand moved to the bedside table and there was only air. My hand grabbed the ghost of my phone. My brain was so confused. It was like, "Excuse me, Jake, where is our screen?" I actually had to get out of bed and look at a real clock on the wall. I felt like a stranger in my own room because the phone is usually my alarm, my calendar, and my everything. It's funny how we exaggerate and say we check our phones 1,000 times, but it really feels like that. Without that first scroll, the morning felt very long and the silence felt intense. Intense means very strong and heavy. I could hear the birds and even my own breathing. It was almost too much silence at first.
I understand that feeling, Jake, because for many of us, the phone is our escape. When we feel a little bit bored or a little bit worried, we reach for the screen to hide. On a no-phone day, you feel vulnerable. Vulnerable means you feel open and easy to hurt because your feelings are close to the surface. You can actually feel your thoughts and your worries because there is no small screen to cover them. I had a similar moment in the kitchen this morning making coffee with no phone. Normally, I scroll while the kettle is boiling, but today I just watched the water boil. I realized I usually know more about other people's breakfast on Instagram than my own breakfast. When you put the phone down, your mind suddenly has space, and that space can feel a little bit scary, but also very honest. We often use our phones to avoid being alone with our own brain.
Exactly, Anna. And then the next hard step was leaving the house. Leaving the house with no phone felt like leaving the house without shoes. I kept touching my empty pocket, and my brain was asking, "Are you sure you want to go outside like this?" We all have that habit of touching our pockets and thinking, phone, keys, wallet. On a no-phone day, that check feels like a mistake every time. And the elevator, Jake. Tell them about the elevator.
Oh, the elevator was the hardest part. Usually, the elevator is my escape screen. I look at the phone so I do not feel awkward or have to look at other people. But today, there was no escape. I just stood there, looking at the numbers on the wall and my own shoes. I actually looked at a neighbor and smiled, and they smiled back. It was a tiny moment, but it felt real. We spend so much time looking at a rectangle that we forget there is a whole world outside of it.
I noticed the same thing at the bus stop. Usually I am obsessed with my feed while I wait, but today I watched a kid playing with a stone and an old man reading a real newspaper. I realized my phone habit was really getting in my own way. To get in your own way means you stop yourself with your own habits. I was blaming stress for my bad mood, but actually my own scrolling was blocking me from seeing the world. And what about work, Jake? How did your focus feel without the constant just a second check?
That part really surprised me, Anna. We always say, I'll just check one thing, and that one thing turns into 50 minutes. We call that second a liar because it steals our attention. On my no phone day, my brain kept asking for a distraction, but because it wasn't possible, my mind started to calm down. I could sit and do one thing for a long time without my attention jumping away. It made me realize how much time we waste when we aren't intentional with our minutes. When you protect your focus, you can do more in less time, and you feel more in control of your life.
That is so true, Anna, and it leads to the biggest problem, which is how the phone affects our homes and families. We see this in so many houses where 4 people are in one room, but they are in 4 different worlds because of 4 phones. Dad is on the sofa scrolling, mom is at the table scrolling, and the kids are on the floor scrolling. It's a big contradiction. A contradiction is when 2 things do not match or agree. For example, it's a contradiction that phones connect us but sometimes make us feel lonely. On my no phone day, I came home and I didn't have a screen to hide in, so I actually sat down and looked at my family. We talked about simple things like how was your day and what did you learn? My phone connects me to people far away, but it often takes me away from the people right in front of me. One honest talk with no phones is more powerful than 100 messages.
I had a moment like that too, Jake. A friend asked me how my day was going without a phone, and instead of playing it safe and saying, it's fine, I decided to be real. To play it safe means you choose the easy answer instead of the honest one. I told them, honestly, it's hard. I feel restless and I keep reaching for something that isn't there, but I also feel more present. We ended up having a long talk where I poured my heart out about how tired I feel from always being online. To pour your heart out means you share all your real feelings and do not hide your emotions. My friends said they felt the same way, and we almost cried because it was so deep and simple. I realized I was holding on to my phone like a safety blanket. To hold on to something means you do not want to let it go, even if it's not good for you anymore.
That's a huge realization, Anna. I think a no phone day helps you wake up to the truth. To wake up to something means you finally see a truth that was always there. I woke up to the truth that my mind was always half inside the screen even when I was outside in nature or with friends. We aren't saying you must delete your phone forever. We are not here to shout rules, but we want to show that you can choose to own your morning and your day instead of letting your phone own you. Maybe the first step is just a small change, like no phone at breakfast or putting the phone away 15 minutes earlier than usual. These small, non-negotiable steps are what build a different kind of life. If you give your English plant a small drink of attention every day instead of scrolling, it will grow in the long run.
I love that image of the English plant, Jake. Many of our listeners feel they have no time for English, but they spend 1 hour scrolling on their phone. If you collect those pocket time coins, the 5 minutes waiting for a bus, or the 10 minutes during lunch, you can build a big treasure of fluency. A power day is just a day where you feel a little more in control and you don't let time thieves steal your life. A time thief is something like mindless scrolling that takes your time and gives you nothing good back. So, if you feel stuck or like you're on a plateau, don't quit. Just try to be more intentional. Try one evening a week with airplane mode or a no phone half day and see what happens. You might find that the best parts of your day are not inside the screen, but right in front of you.
All right, that was a lot of deep thinking about our phones and our lives. Before we finish, let's slow down and look at some of the strong words and phrases we used today. It's time for our word tour. We will go slowly and you can just listen or repeat if you want.
First word is obsessed. When you are obsessed, your brain cannot stop thinking about something. For example, in the morning, I was obsessed with checking my notifications.
Second word is exaggerate. When you exaggerate, you make something sound bigger or stronger than the truth to show a feeling. For example, I exaggerate and say I checked my phone 1,000 times, but it feels like that.
Third word is intense. When something is intense, it is very strong and heavy, not soft or light. For example, on my no phone day, the silence in the morning felt intense.
Fourth word is vulnerable. When you feel vulnerable, you feel open and easy to hurt, and your feelings are close to the surface. For example, walking without my phone made me feel vulnerable, like I could not hide.
Fifth word is contradiction. A contradiction is when two things do not match or agree. For example, it is a contradiction that phones connect us, but sometimes make us feel lonely.
Sixth phrase is play it safe. When you play it safe, you choose the easy or safe option and do not take a risk. For example, when people ask how I am, I play it safe and say I'm fine.
Seventh phrase is get in your own way. When you get in your own way, you stop yourself with your own habits or thoughts. For example, I wanted to focus, but my phone habit got in my own way.
Eighth phrase is pour your heart out. When you pour your heart out, you share all your real feelings and do not hide your emotions. For example, with no phones, he poured his heart out about how stressed he felt.
Ninth phrase is hold on to something. When you hold on to something, you do not want to let it go, even if it's not good for you anymore. For example, I was holding on to my phone like a safety blanket.
Last phrase is wake up to something. When you wake up to something, you finally see a truth that was there the whole time. For example, after one day without my phone, I woke up to how loud it was in my life.
You did great today. Those are 10 powerful words to help you talk about your habits and your feelings. Even if you only remember 2 or 3 today, that is progress. Remember, your English journey is not a marathon you have to finish today. It's a relationship you nurture one small step at a time. So tell us in the comments, would you ever try a no phone day? Or what is one small change you want to make to your morning? We really want to know.
And if this episode gave you a little bit of energy or helped your English, please like and subscribe. It helps our little cozy podcast reach more learners. Thank you for spending this time with us. You didn't waste it, you invested it in yourself. We are proud of you.
This was the Soft Speak English podcast with Anna and Jake. Until next time, use your time well and be kind to yourself.
Bye, everyone. Bye-bye. Take care. Your progress doesn't end here. To continue advancing your English skills, click on the next video or explore the additional videos we've thoughtfully selected for you.